What's going on, everybody? It's the Bullpen. It's a little after 2 o'clock. I'm Tony Mack. That's Tricky Ricky. We're live here at Toyota Field in Madison, where the Trash Pandas are finally back at home beginning tomorrow against the Tennessee Smokies. We've got a 6-game series starting here at home. It was a rough road trip for the Trash Pandas. Their last 9 games were on the road. We're 2-7 overall. We'll get into that in just a moment. Ricky, I'm looking on Twitter. Lucas is from the podcast, and we took a goofy picture for it. I thought it looked funny until now that I'm looking at it actually online, and it looks like I'm just holding in some gas.
Your little boy does that look every once in a while.
Followed by a really messy cleanup.
Yeah, dude,
So.
you do
Yeah.
you do kind of look like that. You know, they say sometimes your dog, starts to look like its owner. You're starting to look like your child a little bit. You're making the same facial expressions.
I think that's how parenthood works. Your kid looks like you. That's how that works.
No, but you're looking like the kid. It's going in reverse.
He gets it from me.
He gets his poopy face from you?
I've been making that face for 31 years. All right.
How do you think I got my wife? All right. Never mind.
Anyway, I don't know how to recover from that, but we've got...
Yo, look at the comments already.
Oh, we're here?
Cole Barnes or Barnes. I'm sorry if I'm screwing you up. Let's just call you Cole. What's up, dude? He says, let's go Pandas. Oh, J Van in the building. Good afternoon, everybody. Coming from the van right there. Virgil in here. Cole once again.
It's good energy. I like the energy.
What's up, everybody? It's been a minute, man. It's been 10 days since we put one of these puppies together.
Let's go. It's been kind of off and on lately because the Trash Pandas were away for 2 weeks. So some PTO and a little time off, a little rest.
Ooh, even the Trash Panda account got in here and called you Tony Benjamin Button Macbeth. That's a great one. You are.
Aging backwards.
You're aging in reverse.
I wish. Hey, at what age, if I was aging in reverse, now I'm 31 now, what age would my son and I look the same age? Like, when would we meet? He's going this way, I'm going this way. When would we meet? You know?
Buddy, I don't know how that works. I'm not a molecular biologist. I don't even know if that's a thing. I just put 2 smart words together to create one big word. I don't know. He's 1. You're 31?
Yeah.
So I guess at 15, you guys be getting like learner's permits. Well, I guess you'd already have one, but you have the skills of a 15-year-old. That's going to be pretty irresponsible.
Yeah.
You're going to be the guy riding shotgun on that one, and that's 2 15-year-olds in a car. Yeah, it'd be poor.
Yeah.
Maybe you just make adult faces from now on. Try to
Whatever, dude. I can't have any. I guess we just don't have fun anymore. We just don't.
It's all right. It's all right. Look at these comments. They're bringing you back. Look, everyone getting in here.
All right.
Papa Yovan said it was a tough road trip. Mama Yovan goes, don't want to talk about it. Hello, by the way. Hello, Mama Yovan. How are you? Charles, hey, sorry, okay? Yeah,
hey,
we had
man.
10 days off, right? It was an all-star break. It's the dog days of summer, as it's called here in the baseball world. Hey, even we get a little break, too, all right?
Yeah, and we have to use our own PTO time to get it. Like, the misconception here, or people like to wonder what we do in the off season or when we don't have games. They think it's, and I understand it, like, game time's supposed to be the busy time, and it certainly is. But in the off season and even during game weeks, this is still a 9 to 5. Like, we have a 9 to 5 before the game. So now we've been this year it's been a little different, allowing us to come in a little later on game days to make it still a 10-hour day. I think our game days now, instead of coming in from 8:30 until like 10:30, 11, it's noon to like 10. So our game days are our short days, and they're still 10-hour days. So we work quite a bit. In the off season, it's still an 8:30 to 5 gig. So it's still very busy. We still work quite a bit, but the perk is half the work is baseball. So
we'll get back on track for you, Chuck. All right, I know you've invested a total of $0 into this subscription plan that we have here. So I want to give you your money's worth, and I apologize, and we'll fix that.
So the Trash Pandas, as the Ovans really don't want to discuss, and I get it, had a tough road trip. They went to Biloxi for 3 games, and they went 1-2 in that one. And then the least surprising thing, they went to Pensacola. Pensacola is a very good baseball team. Don't have a great history on the road in Pensacola anyway.
I think in Trash Pandas history, we've won like
2 games?
2 games in Pensacola,
And
I think.
one of them was this past weekend.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the beach and us. Maybe, I don't know. We get sun poisoning or something? Are we eating shellfish? Something about Pensacola. And, I mean, we've had some very good teams go through here. I mean, especially last year's team. They're great at home and the road. Pensacola just,
Yep.
I don't know what it is. Is it too beautiful? Maybe.
They go 2-7 on that road trip. And it's looking a little bleak now. I would say my highlight, though, would be one Andy Schatzley, the manager, the skip, as some call him. Not Schatz. That's apparently too far. Bridge too far.
You're the only one that does that.
It's probably because mainly I don't talk to him, so he doesn't have to hear me call him that. But he got, I don't remember what the days were, so forgive me if I get them wrong. But he got ejected towards the end of one game. It was the game where I believe Calabrese got called out. It was an auto strike 3. They gave him an auto strike, and it was strike 3. Well, the next game, in the lineup exchange, which is well before the game starts, Andy was still very upset. Apparently was bringing up the rules and how they got, just really rubbing it in that they got it wrong. And they were like, hey, I mean, we get it. Thanks. Knock it off. Andy did not knock it off, and he got ejected before that game even started.
Yeah, the recipe for a kerfuffle was there. And I'm sorry to use such coarse language, but it had to be said. First off, that umpiring crew and our 2023 Pandas had a little beef going into that homestand. We've seen some yapping here at home when those guys are here. I've heard a lot of words that I will not repeat right now.
If it's anything like kerfuffle, please.
I know.
Relax. Bite your
really
tongue.
not too many, though. I'm exaggerating a little bit. They do very well with the clever things said to the umpire. One of my favorites is when they go, get a job. Get a real job. Because that, no profanity, but as you're at your job and someone tells you, go get a real job,
yeah,
it makes you feel about that big. So they're pretty good with it. But this crew and our Pandas, there's been beef. There's been a lot of moments where you thought someone was going to get thrown out. There have been a couple where they say, you got it. I know because I've been on the field very close to a couple of them. And plus, not only that, number 2, a guy was rung up on the pitch clock strikeout, which, with it being I say the first year for the pitch clock thing. Of course, we know in AA it started last year, but first year for it all around baseball. It's impossible to give a guy a pitch clock strike 3 and not have a manager fired up. Yeah. It's just out of reflex. Whether it's right or wrong, they're going to get mad about it. Mm-hmm. So you put that together with the crew. A day goes by, you got a night to sleep on it, or maybe not sleep, or just frustrated.
The struggles
you
of the
sound
season.
like Joe Pesci in Home Alone when he couldn't cuss because of the kids' movies. You're doing that number, and then it's a hot day. Maybe a lot of seagulls. Maybe a bird poops on you at some point. That just sets you off. That's all you need. The fire's lit and.
The season also, frustrations of the whole season, not really going the way you want it. So
dog days is summer. I was in
hot.
Jacksonville, Florida this past weekend. It was 98 and it felt like 104. All right, incredibly hot. And sometimes it gets hot emotionally too. The call was ridiculous. So Mama Yogi goes, "Were you kidding me?"
I don't want to go down this rabbit hole because I know that there are people that do know this answer. I just don't want to go down to the science of it because I'm not that smart of a person. But I've always wondered, not necessarily been confused because I haven't thought about it too hard because my eyes will start going cross-eyed if I think about it too much.
Yeah.
How does that work in weather? If it's if you know what I mean? You know where I'm going.
I don't know how that.
If it's 98 degrees, but it feels like 104. If it feels like 104 degrees, how's it not 104 degrees?
I think I got it.
Okay.
I think I got it because there's factors. Mm-hmm. All right. The temperature on a perfect day with no other factors, 98 degrees. Okay. Maybe no wind. Maybe that makes it a little warmer. Maybe it's high humidity, so it's going to feel warmer, but it's not really warmer, And then the dew point. I mean, don't even get me started on that.
But that's where I struggle because if it's the humidity that makes it feel warm, I mean, it kind of is warmer because it's humid.
No. It's an optical illusion.
Okay.
It's an emotional illusion.
I'll go with that one. It's definitely.
It's an optical principle. Jeez, I'm so stupid. I can't even think of words.
Here it goes. I'm starting to go cross-eyed thinking about it again. I can't.
There we go. Yeah, it's back. It's an optical. No, I still don't have it. Yeah, no, it looks. What? I don't know, man. I don't know how it works.
I don't know how that
I just
works.
go with it. I just believe it.
I do too.
Mhm.
I've accepted that smarter people than me have determined that, and I'm not the first idiot to have that question.
And every
So-
person thinks they got a personal gauge too. Like, yeah, oh, is it 98? Yeah, no, that feels. Yeah,
Feels-
I was gonna say 98. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I think it just went 99.
What is that?
Did you feel that on
What's
your
this
neck?
over there? 98. That's at least 101. What are
That's.
we doing? The thermometer, it's broken. It's obviously broken.
Well, let me stick my hands out first. Yeah, that's 104. Yeah, you feel that?
Rub your
Yeah.
fingers together. You feel that humidity? You feel it?
Yeah.
It's about 22% right there.
It's gonna be a wicked dew point. Get ready.
We can do more.
Yeah, no, you put the kids to bed early. The dew point's gonna be dangerous.
I don't know how that works. No clue how that works.
It can't be optical because it's feeling, not seen. LMAO. Yeah, thank you.
I think he.
I'm getting laughed at for being an idiot. That doesn't feel good.
Well, I think he understands. That's why his eye went sideways earlier.
Yeah.
Couldn't-
I was trying to think of a word. It was the opposite of fallacy,
Were you trying to
Is
put
that-
two smart words together again, like you did a minute ago?
I think. Yeah, I think. Oh, I'm getting pretty stupid.
I've been stupid. It's just starting to come
I
out.
wonder
a
what
little
it
more.
is. It's maybe watching all these dang umpires with these pitch clocks. Am I right? I mean, if they're so dang done, it's probably rubbing off on me.
That's right.
I'm gonna get ejected from tomorrow's game.
That's right.
Think I won't? I'm out there for the national
Dude.
anthem. I'm right behind the umpire meeting every time.
I know how much of a crap storm that would be for you if an employee of the Trash Pandas were to get thrown out of a game. But sometimes when coaches start arguing really close to you, I'm like, dude, I kind of wish Ricky would turn around and say something.
Dude, like, if our director of food and beverage operations got thrown out of a game, that's a tough look.
Yeah.
Somebody from the ticket office gets kicked out of a game. Ooh, ugh, what's going on there? Grounds crew? Why'd that guy? Whoa, what are they? If I got thrown out of a game, I think it buys me some cred. I think it's
Think
some
so?
street cred. I'd be like, yeah, dude, hey, you guys going to the Panda game? Their MC got kicked out last night. Like, dude, we don't know what's going to happen. It's nuts.
I think you're in is next time there's an argument behind you happening really close during a promotion, you kind of like lean into it a little bit and get nudged so you have a reason to turn and be like, well, I've been put up with this all year. You've been arguing right here.
Like, I'm holding the slingshot, but I'm just until I'm in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Until I'm standing in between the coach and the umpire. Oh, I'm sorry, fellas. And then I go back to doing it, but I don't move.
I think Andy would throw you out. Now, they wouldn't even been an umpire.
I think from the league's view, it would be a disgrace for me to do something like that. But I think from a personal reputation standpoint, it's a plus.
That'd be pretty sweet.
I would love it. Yeah, I wouldn't like to deal with all the paperwork.
Where's that one guy? What was it? Was it a major league game or was it a minor league game? It's been years, but it comes around like on its anniversary. The guy who played Three Blind Mice for the umpire and got thrown out, like the press box guy got thrown out because he played Three Blind Mice.
Yeah.
The umpire, you played Three Blind Mice.
See, so it's been done before. Look, Virgil says legendary status.
It would be pretty
It would,
sweet.
man. I'd tell my children that someday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your old pop got thrown out of one of these games. It'd be weird that I wouldn't lead off that I worked here for years. Yeah, I got thrown out of one of these bad boys.
I know exactly how. Like the only way that I could do it, if I were going to get thrown out, you're out there on the field, you're visible, right? I would have to play off of something that happened the night before. Like if it was a hot game between them, the umpires were getting booed all game. The next game, when we get up there, just imagine. It's now time for today's umpires, brought to you by the Burning Tree Country Club. We got Larry, Curly, and Mo out here. I'd be
good
gone in a
start.
heartbeat.
Little throwback to the Stooges.
Do they toss me out of here if I called them the Three Stooges?
Possibly. Beginning of the game, they're still in good spirits at that point. So you might have to get a little harsher.
Maybe.
Where if maybe it was in mid-game or later on, they'd be like, that's enough. Not you.
All right.
See ya, pal. Plus, everyone loves doing this.
I was gonna
I
say-
mean, that is just fun.
I was just about to say that's got to be addicting. Doing like the check mark where you're like,
Don't you love fake throwing somebody? Like, what did you say? Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
it's the best, dude.
It's
So
so-
it's got to be great in real life when you can really do when you have that kind of power to hit it.
When people they tease the umpires when they have like a hard strike three, like a punch out call, or when they throw someone out, they take a couple hop steps.
Yeah.
I always look and I'm like, I get it, because it feels good to just do this.
I did PA for a semi-pro football team in Huntsville for a little bit, and I almost got a flag thrown on me. I had a guy who had to come up to the box and said, if you say one more thing like that again, they're going to throw a flag on our team. And I was like, really?
Didn't the game start at like 10 though?
That's awesome. Dude,
Wasn't
okay.
that like a whole thing?
They played Pensacola, oddly enough. What is it with this town in Pensacola? Semi-pro football, maybe 50 to 100 people total at this one, and it's all just the friends and family of the players.
Yeah.
And a couple of people who, like, got there by accident. They took a wrong turn trying to go to O'Charlie's for dinner and ended up in a semi-pro football game. But the PA guy just didn't show up. And so I was normally the MC, so then I had to be the MC and the PA guy. So I tried to bring a little life to the PA booth, and the other team threw an interception. I got on there and went, "Oh, hey, throws an interception. Sorry, buddy, you guys are wearing the white jerseys." And then my buddy who was up there with me, he brought a bottle of Jack Daniels. He would get on the microphone because he loves Metallica, and after every time I'd say something, he'd get on there and go, "Oh, yeah." And so, like, it's complete, and the game was delayed 4 hours because the bus from Pensacola hit traffic. So the team didn't show up till 10 o'clock, and there's a citywide sound ordinance at 11. So we're going past it's 11:30, midnight. Oh, yeah, first down. What a bunch of losers. And the guy comes up there and is like, dude, we're begging for people to be at these games and give it life, and you're being so disrespectful. We're going to throw you out of here. And then leaving the ballpark that night, all the fans, I guess, that were there were like, dude, awesome night tonight, bro. We love you. Come on back, like, anytime.
Of course they did.
And then I got a phone call from the owner. He's like, yeah, you can't have that ever again. I'm like, well, who cares, man? You want people at these games or not? Get someone who's not a player thrown out, and intrigue is built.
There's like 20 people here, man. Come on.
Bro. We just put a 4-hour delay on a football game that nobody really wants to be at.
Do you think it was you being disrespectful about the interception, or do you think it was the poor James Hetfield impersonation after every play?
There was a lot, dude. I mean, openly making fun of the other team, threats from the players on that team, a representative sent up there to say that there will be actions taken if it doesn't change. And then, I brought my 4 buddies in there because they came to the game. There's a 4-hour delay. And so they went to a liquor store, brought a bottle of booze in there. And it's like, what do you suppose? I'm not getting paid anymore. I think I was getting paid $30 or something.
How long ago was that?
And I was there for 7 hours. Man.
That had to be early 20s.
It had to have been like 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
No. This was like 8, 9.
Yeah, it had to be early 20s.
8, 9, yeah. It's a good time.
What team was it? What was the...
Might have been 10 years ago. Huntsville Rockets. I think it was really early on into when I was working radio, and that started in 2013, so I think it was right around then. Yeah. The team folded like 2 weeks later. I mean, it was... I wasn't wrecking any reputations or anything. If anything, I was just trying to add some intrigue.
The one thing that would scare me, though, in a really bunked-down league like that, those players' threats probably meant it.
Dude, I thought about it. I'm like, dude, the guys on these semi-pro teams, like, some of them got sketchy past.
Oh,
like,
yeah, dude, they don't care.
Some of the guys probably been to jail, like some of the guys I knew I played in a flag football league with, and they, some of the guys, like, whoa, yeah. Look, Virgil goes, was it the Rocket City Titans? Almost. Rockets. It was a Rockets. The Huntsville Rockets. I think the Titans were in the same league. I can't remember. I remember both of those teams, but look at Bob Bolin getting here going, you want to be legendary, hold an anti-disco demolition night at Toyota Field. Do you know anything about disco demolition night?
I was about to ask what that means. I don't know what that means.
I got to get I think it was the White Sox maybe, but it was like, to signify the death of disco. Yeah, White Sox, Comiskey Park, 1979 was a promotion that ended in a riot. At the climax of the event, a crate filled with disco records was blown up on the field between games of a doubleheader between the White Sox and Detroit Tigers. Many had come to see the explosion rather than the games and rushed onto the field after the detonation. The playing field was so damaged by the explosion and by the rioters that the White Sox were required to forfeit the second game to the Tigers. Who had the idea of putting a live explosion in center field in between a doubleheader? You still got to play another game, dude.
Could you imagine our groundskeeper who won groundskeeper of the year in minor league baseball last year? Could you imagine going up to him, Be like, hey, Charlie, look, we got 4 homestands left. He's been working at it mercilessly these last 2 weeks since we've been on the road. Going up and like, hey, the field looks real great, real good. But, on Sunday, what we're going to do in center field, we're going to dig a little hole. We're going to put some C4 out there, all right? We're going to blow that thing to bits.
We're going to blow up the entire inventory of an old Sam Goody store. What do you think? What do you mean that's going to – Yeah, dude, they were expecting a crowd of 20,000, which was about 5,000 more than they usually get. And instead they got 50,000 people out to that game. And, it went apart. So, I don't know. What could we demolish? I guess we probably shouldn't. That went terrible for them.
Yeah, that was not a good idea.
Yeah, it went horrible.
Speaking of, though, having those fans rush the field, that happened a lot more in baseball than people realize. Like, that used to be kind of a common thing. I was actually looking at that yesterday. I was looking at some of the best walk-off moments in baseball history, and there was one, I want to say it involved the Yankees. It was like, so back then, in like the up until the 70s, I think, you can correct me on this if I'm wrong, I was just looking into it last night, but after a team would clinch like either the World Series or if they would, win the NLCS or ALCS, if they did it at home, during a walk-off or whatever, fans would rush the field.
Yeah.
And the Yankees had the one, I think it was the Yankees, where the dude walked it off and he can't get around the bases. Like, he's like pushing through everybody, and he's got his head down. He knows it's happening. He's not surprised by it at all. He's just, all right, I got it. It's bananas.
A simpler time, man.
Insane. What was it? Was it baseball that had the like $5 or the nickel beer night or whatever?
Dime beer night.
Beer night. Yeah, that was a disaster.
Well, what do you expect?
Yeah. Oh, it ended up with like tens of thousands of cans on the field and a big riot and a brawl. Baseball used to be, it's got a rich history, and a lot of that history
Hank
is people.
Aaron's 715th home run. Isn't at one point he's like shooing somebody off as he rounding third?
I mean, we might be thinking about the same play, but the one I was thinking, it was a Yankees walk-off to clinch the American League, I believe.
I don't know, man. But, yeah, you're right. Baseball used to be a crowd the field kind of thing.
Insane.
Now it's get tased within 20 seconds kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. It's turned into if you get on the field, you're the rodeo clown, and the police officers are the bulls trying to take you down. So
no one worries at all about concussion protocol when it comes to someone running on the field.
No.
We've never cared more about head injuries ever, unless you run onto a sporting event and you're not supposed to.
Old NFL rules are in play if you run onto the field, like spearing, the chop blocks.
Everybody turns into Mel Blount and Jack Tatum out there,
it's
old
all
70s NFL just dropping clotheslines. And no one cares.
It's all in play.
I'm cool with that. I think that you pretty much sign yourself a waiver when entering the field that I could have my head lopped off right here. Nothing's going to happen.
Who was the defensive guy back in the day? That you know who I'm talking about. That right when the play was snapped, he'd smack the guy in the head 3 times and run around him. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
I mean, every time they obviously banned that, but he would give the guy a concussion just to run around him. As soon as the ball was snapped, he'd pop real hard in the head and then run around him.
Yeah, different times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can't take a quarterback to the ground.
Flag.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what feels better?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is baseball the only sport where you can just loosely throw anybody out that you want, but like any other game, like you have to commit like a borderline felony violent act to throw out?
It has to be fist thrown or
a coach in football has to punch you in the face to be thrown out. Takes his shirt off, that's a flag. That's a warning.
Hey, whoa, hey.
Throws a shoe on the field, 15 yards.
It's just family friendly. Put it tight, lace it up, double knot it.
Pants the referee. Exposes butt on TV. Oh, that's you know what? You're out of here. Now you're out.
That might get you thrown out. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's probably gonna get you a hefty fine and
baseball. Hey, go get a job. That's you're out.
But hey, you want to talk about being a legend? Managers get thrown out all the time. But could you imagine arguing with an umpire, pulling his pants down?
Dude, it would be such.
It'd be legendary.
And then if you ran away, he would like by reflex try to run away and then fall, and then then it would be so. That would be so funny. See, look at you. We're both already loving it.
Oh, that's how you become a legend, right
That
there.
might be a Sprocket skit coming up here soon. We might have to get a fake umpire that we pants and they fall over. That's fun for everybody.
I saw him get thrown out a bunch, but that one time he pulled that guy's pants down.
You remember when he ripped that umpire's trousers down and that boy tripped and he's flopping around?
Drop trowel right there by first base.
Oh, That was Tommy's best 7th birthday he ever could have dreamed of right there.
Been trying to replicate it ever since.
Can't do it. Hadn't found a pants with an elastic enough waistband. Someday, though.
One day we'll get there.
Damn Lululemon made the pants too tight. It's almost eliminated pantsing from the from the lexicon.
Damn you, Lululemon!
Damn you, Lululemon, and your elastic everywhere.
You know,
What were we talking about?
you know what? Honestly, at this point,
anyways, yeah. So I mean, hey, Shatsley gets a little, he can get a little vocal out there. It happens. It happens.
Yeah, there you go. Reggie Jackson running from the outfield through the fans, running like Earl Campbell into the locker room. I'm telling you, man, it was bananas back then. Let's see. Demolish a Smokies jersey, find old Smokies mascot costume, and detonate that. Okay. Again, I think we're going to steer away from blowing stuff up on the field. We got a really good grounds crew.
It made it a lot harder to bring explosives onto the field after that demo, after that disco demolition night,
Yeah, it's not real easy to get your hands on dynamite anymore. So
Papa Yovan dropping a Deacon Jones in there. What's up?
There you go. That was it. It was Deacon that would.
That was it.
Smack
Oh, that's
you
who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deacon Jones, he'd smack you upside the head and then run around you.
Hell
Get
of a
you all
player.
dizzy. Oh, yeah. Innovate your position. You know what I mean?
I watched an episode of the 1973 Superstars. You remember that show where they'd have athletes from all different shows and they completed? It'd kind of be like a decathlon, like a swimming event, a running event, a bicycling one.
Yeah.
Deacon Jones was on there, and he just was horrible. He was really good at slapping dudes and getting sacks, but he could not climb one of those walls with the rope on it. You got to do that number. It's tough for a big man. Swimming, could swim very well. Ride a bicycle, not his thing.
Charles says, Andy has to be frustrated this season. He seems more ornery. Well, he did get thrown out of a game before the game even started the other day, arguing a call from the night before.
He does seem a little more ornery, but I feel like there's been a little more reason to be ornery this year. I mean, to his case, I mean, there's new rules. The umpires, I feel like they've lacked the consistency of even just last year. It's been a little, and then depending on what crew you have, it seems like there's different strike zones or whatever, and I don't want to be that guy that talks about the umps. I don't want to get in trouble for that, because if I want to get in trouble with umps, I want to have it happen during a game. So if you're going to throw me out, can you wait till tomorrow or yell at me or whatever? It'd be really great for ticket sales.
Got to get my cred up.
That would be, I'm trying. Yeah, I got a couple of old semi-pro football players in town that want to stab me, so I kind of got to get my cred up there.
Some umps are doing this, some umps are doing that. Some are telling Andy that it's 94 degrees, but it feels like 106. I mean, how are you supposed to stay calm? Like, you know what I mean?
Doesn't feel like 94. How could there be a 12-degree difference? Get a job. You're at it. Come on.
Talking about Andy just being a little more animated, being a little more angry this year, that kind of reminded me of a former trash panda that has been tearing it up in AAA this year, who finally got called up in the major leagues, and that is Trey Cabbage, who made his debut, and that dude doesn't hit a baseball less than ornery. You know what I mean? That dude he hits every ball like it stole something from him. He mashes that baseball. Did it all year in AAA, and then his first home run was 112 off the bat, like 430, 440, something like that. It was a monster home run.
Yeah, it's awesome to see that dude in the league. It's been a long time coming. He was already a fan favorite here for the month and a half. He was in the starting lineup before he got injured, and he was on pace in Salt Lake to have like one of the greatest AAA seasons in the history of the game. Like, it's ridiculous what his numbers were.
He was the second Salt Lake Bee to ever have 20 home runs and 20 stolen bases in a year, and he did it with 78 games left of the season.
Yeah, he's on pace for like 40 home runs, 70 stolen bases or something crazy.
Stupid.
But going back to, Andy's it seems like he's ornery this year. I mean, you've got the umpire, you've got the baseballs, you've got the pitch clock, which is now being enforced a little more difficult. We talked about last year how it was enforced. I never saw it enforced on a batter once.
No.
It was always the pitcher.
That's a new thing this year, too. I've never seen that. The first time I saw it was spring training. They were getting some guys in the Major League spring training on a strike three, and I'm like, well, we had it all year. We've had it the last now 3 years, but the first year it wasn't enforced. Last year they made it an emphasis on enforcing it, and we never once saw something like that. That was new to me, and I watched it all year here. So
yeah, So it's been a learning curve, and then when you go out there, and we've had so many games where you've been close and you can't pull it out, or you have a big lead and something crazy happens. It's been a weird year, so you put all that together, and it's going to happen, man.
Yeah.
You see that with any team.
We got who got in here? Yeah, Cole says, and Zach Neto also hit a home run. That he did. What was that? His 8th?
Neto's back in the lineup regularly. Is that right?
Yeah.
Good, because we're going to a Braves-Angels game on August 2nd, and I want to see my boy out there in the bigs. I might. Uncle Rico's getting a little teared up.
And you know what's crazy about that too?
Yeah.
Is we're going to. So we have a great chance of seeing Trey. We have a great chance of seeing Neto play.
Oh my God, I forgot Cabbage is going to be there too. I haven't seen that guy in forever.
Yeah, we got a great chance to see Trey Cabbage play. Great chance to see Neto play. Hoppy's still rehabbing, so we'll get to see him. He's done for the year. Might get to see Shohei Ohtani hit. He's not going to pitch. Might get to see him hit. We could the day before. This is our luck. We're going as an office on the 2nd. The trade deadline's August 1st. The day before we're going to the game is the trade deadline. So we could see Shohei hit as an Angel. Shohei could not be there. Or, and I give this a less than a 10% chance, but just imagine Shohei gets traded July 31st, August 1st, and then on August 2nd, we watch Shohei hit as a Brave. How crazy would that be?
I'll take it. I mean, as a Braves fan, of course I'll take it.
Yeah.
But as an Angels fan as well, if he gets traded to not the Braves the day before we have a chance to possibly see the most generational player, athlete of this generation. I just said generation twice. That was stupid. But you get what I'm saying. I'm flustered because of how good he is. If he gets traded to the Kansas City Royals the day before or something, I'm gonna rip my hair out, man.
It's gonna be so
That's
frustrating.
like that time I told you I went to Wrigley Field for a Cubs game. I get to go to Wrigley. I get to go to one of the meccas of baseball. The game's postponed to August. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna be in Chicago in August. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. The game's not happening. You're not going to Wrigley. If on the heels of that, Shohei gets traded away from both of those teams.
Yeah.
It just hurt, man. Is that what we love the most about baseball? How it hurts us? Because it do, and we always come back.
That's why people say, why can't you be, or how can you not be romantic about baseball? Because, like romance, involves a lot of heartbreak.
It'll break you.
So
That would be wild, though,
That would
if
be
we
the
were
most
there for
insane thing.
Shohei's first game as a Brave, because that place would be sold out.
it's already gonna
It'd be a day game sold out on a Wednesday. Like, that would be such a cool atmosphere.
with the chance to see Shohei anyway. I'm sure the sales for that game are gonna be pretty good.
Absolutely.
It's a noon game, so in the middle of the week in August.
Oh, yeah. Every
But-
game he's at. Yeah, the tickets go up. It's the Lionel Messi effect, like he's in the MLS.
By the way, he had his first goal the other day, and that was
Walk-off
disgusting.
in the 94th minute. Yeah, when they go to play Nashville, I think normal ticket prices were like $40. It's like $400 a seat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these big guys have these international big names. We want to see them, man.
I'm still holding out. We can if you got to give me one of the two. All right, whoever makes these decisions, Perry or whoever is making these decisions, give me one of these two things. All right, this is all I'm asking. I either on August 2nd want to see Shohei hitting as an Angel, or if it's a Brave, I won't be too upset. Or that weekend before. So this weekend, since the Angels are going to be up in Atlanta anyway, give me Mike Trout on an assignment. Just give me Mike for a day. I'll take him right before he goes back up. Just give me
One at bat.
Give me try here.
We got a 5-foot.
Let me announce Trout one time.
Best field, according to the ratings, according to stats, numbers, in this league, best field in minor league baseball. There's no risk. All right? Let them get it. Just one AB. That's all we want. One AB.
That's it. That's all I need.
He takes an hour flight. He meets the team the next day. No harm, no foul.
Done. Just give him one. I just want one.
That's it.
I just, it could do so much. Like, that's where I get my cred right there. I mean, they're not going to care much about me, but I get to announce Mike Trout. You kidding me? Be awesome. One time.
I'd run on the field and give him a hug and then get thrown out. And then I'd lose all my cred because it'd be such a lame way to get thrown out.
Yeah.
totally worth it.
It'll be
though.
worth it,
I don't
absolutely.
care. I don't even care. I'm gonna rip my jersey off to reveal a shirt that says "I love you, Mike," and I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna dive in front of a fastball for him.
So
I did it for you, Mike. And then security will just kick me into it.
It's going to be tough because it's our security. They know you. Like, all right, Ricky, come on. I don't want
Hey,
to.
I'm sorry, I got to do this. Kick to the face. Hello, Shadow Realm. See ya.
Oh, man. Then you can tell your grandkids if you got tased in front of Trout, you can tell them at the time you peed your pants right in front of Mike Trout. 'Cause
Yeah,
you would.
I took a 98-mile-an-hour fastball straight to the sternum. I blacked out for a second, peed my pants. And I got kicked in the face and blacked out. It's the greatest day of my life.
Awesome.
That's where I met your mother. What? Really? So baseball, man. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Which would you rather have, though? Would you rather see Shohei when we're in Atlanta, or would you rather see Trout come here for a game?
Trout here for a game.
Yeah, 100%. Give me Mike Trout here.
I
Oh
already
my
got
gosh.
VIP access to that. Seeing Shohei at a game is going to be awesome. Don't get me wrong. I hope so bad it happens. But if Trout were here for a day, like, it would be nuts.
Imagine what the office would be like that day when the people like that know start like kind of trickling it down. It'd be a totally different atmosphere. You come in and people are gonna be uptight, like watching every door that opens. Like, hey, whoa, come here. Hey, whoa, where are you going? Would you stay right here for a minute?
The media, local media, would be all around this place. There'd be people around.
We'd sell out very
would,
quickly. It would sell out very quickly.
There'd be people with their trucks backed into the gravel lot watching it over the fence like you would at a high school game. Like, it would be Town Madison would have the most people at it than it's ever had.
Our tickets to that game would sell out like.
Oh my God! There'd be a line. There'd be a line a mile long.
Regardless, we'd have so many calls. Hey, I heard Trout coming. Trout gonna be here. Where's he hitting in the lineup?
We'd have to call the city and get like bleachers put into the outfield just so we could fit more. Honestly,
100%.
probably would.
Sorry, kids, no cornhole today. Got to put up some bleachers here.
Hey, if the speed pitch is closed, we're adding 3,000 seats.
It's never going to happen. I'd give it less than 1%, but man, all I'm saying is if there was ever an opportunity because the Angels are going to be in Atlanta about to be in Atlanta while that weekend is happening, that would be the time to do it.
Sure would.
That's all I'm saying.
Think about it. Throw us a bone.
Mm-hmm.
We won't. It'll be fine. We'll get them in and out. I'll be a security detail.
Charles said Shohei may or may not be a traitor. We'll see August 1st. What do you mean by that? As in traitor to the Angels by going to, I don't know, the Dodgers or something?
I think he would be a tradee. Tradee.
Yeah.
Tradee.
Tradee. I mean,
Charles also said it makes like. Are the Braves rumors real? Because like it does seem uncharacteristic of the Braves. Like they're set.
well, here's why it would make sense. Just because, obviously, Shohei, if you trade for him, you're going to have to give up a lot, even if it is for a rental. You don't have to give up as much if you're only renting him for a couple months, but you're still going to have to give up some pieces for Shohei Ohtani. But that would play into kind of what the Braves do. They give less typically than what you normally would. So that would be the intrigue there for the Braves. And, I mean, if you've watched the Braves since the All-Star break, I don't think they've won a series since the All-Star break. They've been beaten up pretty bad because the pitching isn't right there. They're not super healthy. They're still trying to get some bullpen arms. I think they're actively shopping for some bullpen arms by the trade deadline. So,
I mean, the Angels can always use farm depth.
Yeah.
And I mean,
oh yeah,
the Braves could provide that. And like you said, it's a rental. I don't think they'd have to provide too much.
Wouldn't be the end of the world.
It would be cool for us because they would receive some prospects in that, and you would think the first stop for those prospects would probably be here.
Yeah.
How
weird would that be? And I don't know how often that happens. We've only been around this is our third season, but trading the Braves and the Angels obviously aren't in the even in the same league, American League, National League, but their two AA teams are in the same not division but in the same league. So how often does that happen where two AA teams, like a trade happens in Major League Baseball and a player from this AA team is now playing on a team in the same league in AA?
I feel like that's pretty rare.
So I mean, we'd get some Mississippi Braves over here playing for the Angels would be interesting.
That would be something.
Let's see. Ellie to the Braves. How about Shohei for Ellie De La Cruz straight up?
I had so much fun telling people about when we used to have to play against him and watched him. Like, I'm like, you see what he's doing in the pros? Imagine what he was doing in Double-A.
He did it.
Like,
Caitlin downstairs has, I think, a high A Ellie De La Cruz bobblehead when he was in high A.
no way.
Yeah, that thing is going to be worth so much one day.
That's what's so great about coming to these games, man. Like, you get an opportunity to see these guys that are like De La Cruz was he player of the month? His first month in the league. Like, you get to see these guys before everybody sees them. And it's special, man. Like, being on the field, too, from, like, national anthem singers when I'm out there, they always go, oh, my God, that guy is so big. I'm like, but TV doesn't do baseball players justice.
No.
Like, when you see a guy, sometimes you go, oh, yeah, he's going to be a pro. Just like, I don't even know who the guy is on the other team. I just see his build, and I'm like, that's what a professional athlete looks like.
I did that a lot when Chattanooga was in town a couple weeks ago, right before the All-Star break. There were a couple dudes on the concourse. They were just in their gym clothes, and I'm like, I don't think they play for us. But that's an athlete.
Yeah.
That's an athlete.
These are big folks.
Yeah. They really don't look all that big on TV, but man, they're much bigger.
Yeah. Even a guy like De La Cruz, like, you couldn't do a straight up for Shohei. No. Like, Shohei is just maybe the most valuable player ever. Like, you even for a rental, you'd have to give up so much. You'd have to give up what a regular trade for a star player would be. Yeah. Just for a rental of Shohei. And think about the Braves. If you did, somehow they made it work, and Shohei goes to the Braves. Braves a team that could very easily end up in the World Series. Shohei could have a year where he's possibly closing out the World Baseball Classic and the World Series.
Be pretty sick.
Be wild.
You know,
might be one of the greatest years an athlete's ever had if something like that were to happen.
And let's go even farther down that rabbit hole. I'll keep feeding into that crazy idea there.
Not crazy.
No, listen. I'll make it even crazier.
Improbable.
Who did Shohei strike out to end the World Baseball Classic?
That would be his teammate Mike Trout.
Imagine if Shohei gets traded, Angels get better, they meet in the World Series, and you have that final at-bat again in the World Series.
That's stuff you make movies about. That can't happen.
How insane would that be?
It'd be too surreal.
We've seen teams go on a run after the trade deadline. Braves did it a couple years ago.
You're right. So,
and they lose their best player in Ronald Acuna. They had to trade 3 or 4 dudes. They had to trade 3 or 4 guys just to make up for Ronald, and every single trade hit for them. Doesn't feel like that happens super often, but I'm just saying it happens. So if you're going to go down that whole Shohei potentially pitching, close out the World Baseball Classic and the World Series in 1 year, let's make it even crazier. How crazy would it be if he gets traded and then somehow the Angels go on a run and you've got Shohei versus Mike Trout to end the World Series?
Well, look at the moves Atlanta made the year they won the World Series. They went and made some trades, but it wasn't like they went out and got a superstar. It's like, pick up Jock Peterson here,
exactly.
Jorge Soler,
Eddie Rosario, the NLCS MVP.
You go, okay, whatever. I mean, look at the Angels. Got Mike Moustakas a little while ago. Got Escobar from the Mets. You know, they picked up a couple guys. One more trade away, get a whole bunch of young parts, maybe another guy who can fit in immediately, and it could be enough to get you there.
The Braves, you just keep reminding me of 21. Jock Peterson, they get him. They do. He does so well with the pearls and everything. They had the playoff pearls that were at sale at all the playoff games. You get Eddie Rosario, who ended up being the NLCS MVP. Had 2 walk-offs, I believe, against the Dodgers. And then you also got Jorge Soler, who was the World Series MVP.
Yeah.
So
crucial trades, all of which were not looked at as like, also, that changes everything.
You got Adam Duvall back, who you had let walk.
Too.
You let walk in the offseason before, and then you trade to get him back. It was a bunch of trades that were like, whatever. I mean, I guess it's fine. And then Eddie Rosario, I think, was on the injured list for like a month when they traded for him. And then it all ended up working out. So crazy things like that happen.
Who's the guy injured right now for the Angels?
A bunch of them. Mike Trout's one of them.
That would be the guy I was alluding towards.
Anthony Rendon. Not here.
Well, he's dealt with so many injuries.
Yeah, but he's still hurt.
I know.
So
it's just... Ooh, 1 week, man. 1 week. There's a lot that can happen in that week.
Just saying, man.
There's a lot that can happen, and we've seen it done before. You see my hand?
Is it shaking?
Nah.
Didn't you just get married like 5 months ago?
Yeah, no, I came home and she was like, "This is just a disaster.
It's too much.
I've ruined my life." I don't know what I was thinking.
Ricky, I got to be honest with you. It doesn't feel like 94 outside. It just doesn't feel like
Baby, I said it is 94. That's Fahrenheit. It's a science. She said, but it feels 102. I said, get out of here. She said, you get out of here. And then I kicked dirt at her and threw her plates out of the cabinet and onto the living room couch. No, we went to Jacksonville this weekend. I took my ring off, and a 6-month-old puppy, I think, ate it.
Oh, my God. Unconfirmed.
Unconfirmed. I don't know where the ring is. The ring was right next to my watch. Watch was still there. Ring was not. 6-month-old puppy who ate every hard object that was about of that size that it could. Comes in, gets nuts, leaves. I look for the ring. Gonzo. So I think 5 months in, I think a puppy ate my wedding ring. So
Did you ever get away with the dog ate my homework excuse growing up?
I never needed it.
But you
Because I never did the homework for the dog to eat. So then sometimes I'd be like, teacher, can I go to the bathroom? And then I'd go do my homework real quick and then just turn it in. I didn't need those lame excuses. I found ways to get the job done. But now
you use the lame excuse.
I'm like, dog ate my wedding ring. And it's like, ugh. Are you sure? Is
That's
everything
what we're
okay?
going with?
Like, I put it on the ground. I didn't have a nightstand. Staying at my brother-in-law's. And now my ring is coursing through the small intestines of a brown Labrador.
You'll get it back. Don't
It
worry.
may or may not be in a yard.
It's coming back. Don't worry.
And with that temperature there, it's 98, but if that ring's going to feel like it's at least 104 degrees.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
So that was cool.
So what all did you go down there for, to Jacksonville?
Visit them. They got a 6-year-old, our little niece, who just loves seeing us and all that, and we love seeing her. So we went down there, visited, just had a good time, played a little golf, went to a concert.
Yeah, speaking of that concert, you texted
Lived
me
the beach life.
about that concert. You
Fed
said,
a metal ring to a puppy.
You said, and I quote, "I'm at a Mayday parade and yellow card concert right now. MySpace Antonio would be crapping himself right now."
He would. He would have. He's all I could think about was MySpace Antonio. And his swooped hair at a 45-degree angle over his forehead.
I'll be honest with you, 31-year-old Antonio is kind of jealous of that right now. I still listen to Mayday Parade and Yellow Card and who Story of the Year you said was there.
Yeah.
Still listen to all of them.
It was a throwback to the emo craze,
Which I was
2004.
heavily involved in.
The emo craze to the early to mid 2000s, and I really liked it. I wasn't really into. I was only into the songs that were that became mainstream.
Like Ocean Avenue. That's what it
yeah,
was like.
Ocean
the 20
Avenue,
years of,
huge song. I didn't know a single song from them otherwise. Still a good concert, great concert. I liked a lot of it, but yeah, big Antonio MySpace era vibes going on out there. And it's awesome seeing all the people that in 2004 were wearing the swoop and doing that, and then 20 years go by and you become a grown person.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you got kids, you got a job, you got debt, you got a mortgage. Life happens. And it's a different looking crowd than you would have seen 20 years ago. Even the band looks different. Like the dude playing guitar was he's just kind of a bigger dude. He had a collared shirt on. None of the buttons were done because he's a punk.
Of course,
yeah. And he's just got some pants. He's wearing some Vans, so he's still from the ankle down, still a punk.
Yeah.
From the ankle up, he's the IT guy.
Yeah.
Collared shirt, dark pants, balding, but he's getting on that guitar and just he's living like he's like it's 05.
I respect that though, because there are still some bands, and Newfound Glory is one of them, that did this 4 or 5 years ago when they came back out with some music. They're 20 years older, they're in their 40s, but they're still trying to dress like they were 16, and they're out there in the same shirt, same hairstyle, but it's up here because they got the beer belly. You know what I mean? They're fatter. Their hair's the same style, but it's thinner.
Yeah.
It's got the gray tips because they're getting older. They're wearing the same style. It looks sad. It's pitiful.
You got to do what Yellow Card did. They embraced it. The guitarist was like, dude, I'll still shred this bad boy up, but I'm going to be dressed like I'm going to Walmart because we're out of Doritos, and I just need to get some more. And I've left work. I'm on my way home. We need Doritos. That was his dress attire. The guy playing violin, which Yellow Card had a violin guy, had a emo violinist, violiner.
I think it's violinist. What?
Vienist?
Well, now
Is it
violinist
like a
sounds
violinist?
wrong. I don't know.
There's like a pianist. Is it a pianist?
Like,
So they had a pianist out there, one of those bands, and he had a black collared shirt tucked into black slacks,
Oh yeah.
looked like he was the commissioner of a bowling league, not a player in a bowling league, the commissioner.
It is
He
violin.
put it all together. He collects the entry fee. He buys the trophy. He does all that stuff.
It is a violinist, by the way.
I like pianist.
It just sounds like
Pianist. That sounds classy.
either one of no. It just sounds like a Vienna sausage. You ever have those?
Pianoist. Why is it a pianist? Why isn't it a pianist?
I don't know.
Think about it.
You're not arguing with the guy who came up with the words here. I'm
I
just
know,
telling you
I
what they
just-
are.
Yeah, well, all right.
I can't go back to the guys and be like, what's Vienna's now? I made a great point.
Well, I'm gonna start calling them pianists now, and we'll see what
It
happens.
just reminds me of Vienna sausages.
Well, that's because you're from Tennessee.
I grew up on them.
Yeah.
Vienna sausages and crackers.
I had a roommate. He just I don't even think he chewed them. He
Ugh.
just sucked them down. Like, oh, and then I think he drank the juice out of the can.
No, I always drain. I always drain the juice. I open the can, drain it, and then eat the Vienna
Oh,
sausages.
dude, he used to gargle the juice.
Ooh. I think you're just making this up now.
I am. Yeah, that never happened. That was gross.
I never did the juice.
He used to eat head cheese.
I feel like I've heard the head cheese, Joe. What's the head cheese?
It's also called souse. He told me this once in the kitchen. It stuck with me forever because I was like, I don't know what head
is
cheese nor souse is,
I've
but I'm
had to
looking
look-
at it, and it looks.
I've had to look that up before. It's a real thing. I can't remember what it is. I've never had it, though. I know I've never had head cheese.
Dude. While you're looking that up, Charles says, "Bring the dog every game to Toyota Field until the ring shows up. We do a ring watch in between innings." Could you imagine 75 seconds in between an inning dedicated? Just is he gonna? Wait! Oh, he's sniffing. Nah, he's. Wait a minute! Hold.
When you
We're
told me,
gonna have to wait till the fourth.
when you told me the dog at the wedding ring, you know the movie I thought of first, right?
No,
American Wedding.
I haven't seen it.
You've never seen American Wedding?
I haven't got to the third one. I'm still waiting. No spoilers, please.
Well, it's a 20-year-old movie.
Yeah, I know.
Stifler's in charge of the wedding ring. He's conned his way into being in charge of the wedding rings.
Mm-hmm.
He's walking his little dogs, and he's giving them treats, and he accidentally feeds one of them a wedding ring. So he's got to wait for the dog to get the wedding ring back, and it finally does, and he picks up the mess in one of those little. You ever have like a box of chocolates?
Yeah.
The little paper that it comes
Mm-hmm.
in. He picks it up in a little piece of paper, and he's walking it away. And the bride's parents thinks he has fresh chocolate that hasn't been released to everybody yet. So
It's fresh.
in order to avoid, I won't.
How
spoil
long
it.
does it take a dog to digest something that it just ate? Is that days? Is that a day?
I'm going to imagine at least a day. It's a minimum day. I have the definition of head cheese, by the way, if you're ready for this.
Go ahead.
It originated in Europe, so I don't know why your old roommate from Tennessee is like a big head cheese guy.
Well, I don't know if they're still doing it.
Head cheese, or brawn, is a cold-cut terrine or meat jelly that originated in Europe. Go ahead and sit on that word for a minute.
Please.
Meat jelly.
You remember the one time on the radio I said loose meat, and you threw up in your mouth a little bit? Meat jelly that's my word.
It is made with flesh from the head of a calf or a pig.
Head
It's
cheese.
usually eaten cold or room temperature.
Oh God. Oh God. Room temperature meat jelly. Oh no. Dude, I'm starting to get full body sweats. Stop. This is disgusting.
That might be the worst word I've ever heard.
Yeah, dude, he used to eat that. He used to eat that a lot. He loved it.
Gross.
Sucking down Vienna sausage juice after each bite of room temperature meat jelly.
Ooh, the smell of that's got to be pretty rough.
Oh, my refrigerator smelled like a morgue. It's just disgusting in there.
Imagine walking in that apartment. Like, hey, is everybody okay? Yeah, why? What's that? What's that smell? Oh, hey, don't worry. I'm just thawing out the meat jelly.
Why are there so many room temperature meats sitting around? Why are so many of them also in a juice?
Is that meat really okay? Hold on, let me. You know, it says it's 94, but it feels like it's 106. Honestly.
We got to move on. I'm
What?
not kidding. Not playing around. Not doing this because we're recording. My tummy hurts. I don't feel good.
Okay, well, I'll throw food out there that I
home.
think you've had before. We talked about it a couple years ago on the radio. I still have never tried pimento cheese.
I had pimento cheese for the first time like 2 years ago.
I can't get it. Like, I'm sure it's good as cheese. I love cheese. I just can't get over the fact that like the color and the consistency of it looks like something. It looks gross. It looks gross. Pimento cheese looks disgusting. Never had it.
Good pimento cheese you can get over. You ever seen pimento loaf?
Pimento loaf looks even worse.
Pimento loaf. That messed me up for years because I remember, like, you go to the grocery store, your mom or whatever, and like you're picking out some deli meats, and then you're just there looking too. And I remember when I saw pimento loaf for the first time, I was like, "Oh, why are they jamming all those things in these cuts of meats? Who's eating that? Why is that a thing?" And then so I figured pimento cheese is like the same thing. It's just I didn't know pimentos were a thing.
Yeah.
I just thought anything with pimento in it translates gross. So yeah, a couple of years ago, pimento cheese sandwich, delicious. You should have one.
I hear it's good. I'm trying to get over the mental block.
Isn't that big with the Masters?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they have pimento cheese sandwiches.
That's why I had one.
Oh God, Nate, you were about to puke because of the meat jelly, and now, how about Bob Boland? Bob Boland says, "How about a big old warm bowl of mayonnaise?"
It's been a while since we put someone in timeout.
Yeah.
Bob, you're going. Hey, Bob, yeah, you're going to timeout. I don't know how long it lasts, but it's not long enough. Bob, you just went to timeout. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we had to do that. That doesn't make me feel good. Do you think I like that? I don't like it. But I'm not even. I'm gonna have to. When I go home, I'm gonna need an hour to decompress. I mean, I just had my ring eaten by a puppy, and now I'm gonna need an hour of silence. My wife's gonna think I'm trying to leave her.
A buddy of mine used to order extra mayonnaise when we go, like he'd get like a burger or something, and they'll bring it in like the little ketchup bowls. You know what I mean? Like where you dip the ketchup in. And while he was putting it on a sandwich, if some of it fell off on a plate.
Oh man, dude, it ain't worth it.
I can't do it, man. Like if I have mayonnaise on a sandwich, like I'll put mayonnaise on a sandwich or something.
Sure.
Mayonnaise on bread, like excess mayonnaise is the thing that gets me. If it's spread right on bread or food, it's good. But extra globs of mayonnaise, no, done. Not doing it.
I'm legitimately grossed out. Why do we keep talking about it? Stop talking about it. Stop.
Papa Yovan says fried Spam and egg sandwich. Now that's not bad.
That's probably not bad.
That's not bad. I also grew up on Spam.
Not a hot bowl, man.
Love eggs.
Dude, see, look at this. Everybody's turning. We got an absolute bunch of monsters in here. Oh, Cole retracted that one. Thank you.
I saw something about chicken livers.
I was getting ready to go to timeout, dude. I'm a timeout hand ready to go. You're out of here.
My dad, when I moved down here for college, every now and then, like every couple months, he would get chicken livers to cook for dinner, and he would warn me. He'd be like, "Hey, just letting you know," because I had a full-time job. He would like, "I just want to let you know, pick something up for dinner because I'm eating chicken livers."
Why are we still talking about this?
I don't know.
Let's end this show. I'm done.
All right.
I need to go see the doctor.
All right.
I got to go to the first aid room.
I do before we leave. I got to show everybody what we were talking about over the
I
weekend.
hope it doesn't have anything to do with food.
It doesn't. We were talking about,
God.
Colton Ingram pulling off just the mustache, and then you guys peer pressured me into doing just the mustache.
Which looked amazing.
It takes a certain kind of person to be able to pull it off. And like some of those people, you think of the just the mustache person, you think of Burt Reynolds. You think of
Robert Goulet. Sorry, that was one that popped into my head.
Tom Selleck.
Sure. Magnum.
I like to think of my dad.
Yeah.
I was at my brother's house for my niece's first birthday party, and we were going through a photo album. And I'll show it to the camera, but I came across this photo right here.
Dude.
Now, when this guy tells you to drink a 16-ounce cup of bourbon,
pop that up a little bit. Let's see.
You do it. Look at this guy.
Oh, let's see.
This man right here.
Yeah.
Stash.
Oh. The way it pairs with that 1995 National League champs Atlanta Braves T-shirt too is just
and that's a
chef's
fresh
kiss, man.
That's a fresh NLCS shirt too, because that picture was taken October 29th, 1995.
Charles's dad kind of looks like Flanders. Flanders from The Simpsons. He looks like Flanders, yeah. If like instead of being into church, he was like really into the National League and force feeding his son to drink bourbon.
Yeah, my dad is the kind of guy that would bully Ned Flanders for sure.
I think everybody of our age, their dad at the time of I'd say we're the age we're at now, had a raging mustache. My dad, wicked mustache. My wife's dad, mustache. Every person I think I've ever dated, I remember going to their house and their dad just having a raging lip jacket, and then it went away. And now I feel like we're back.
It's a shame.
And look at us.
Yeah, right. I still got a picture of me pulling it off. Let's see.
There's no feels like temperature on a mustache. You either got one or you don't.
That's true. You can't hide it. You can't hide a good mustache. You know what I mean? You can't fake a good mustache.
It's a damn shame that wasn't a Dale Earnhardt T-shirt he was wearing. I think that could have been the only thing that spiced it up. Or if he had like a Dale Earnhardt tattoo right here on his bicep that you could see.
My dad's favorite racer was actually Jeff Gordon. He's got several white Jeff Gordon T-shirts.
Well, Jeff Gordon had a similar mustache back in his early days.
That bad boy.
Golly.
Well, that bad boy right there.
Your dad might be Jeff Gordon.
That was me.
That's what I'm saying. Your father might not be your father. You might be the illegitimate son of Jeff Gordon from his rookie year when he had a mustache very similar.
That was when I had it a few months ago.
Wow.
It took me a couple months to grow this bad boy back out. But
all right. Well, mayonnaise and old man mustaches. I think we've about petered out for the day. What do you say?
Yeah, that's a good quote to end it on right here. Charles.
Hey. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
A good mustache never feels like 94 degrees.
Roll Tide.
Just going to leave it at that.
And
Praise
on that
Dale.
note, tomorrow the Pandas are back in town.
Hey,
baby. 6
baby.
games. Oh, yeah. We got a lot going on. What's happening here? Let me check out the schedule. It's only been loading for 3 hours over here. July 25th against the Tennessee Smokies. Rough road trip for the team. But there is a way back, and it starts with the Smokies. We know they're a good team. They almost won the first half before Chattanooga edged them out. If you can win a series against Tennessee, your second half of the season is back on track. All right? Ladies' night on Tuesday. We got STEM night on Wednesday. We got a happy hour on Thursday. Friday, the first 5,000 fans, Trash Pandas rally towel.
Ooh.
You're getting one of those. You're getting fireworks at the end of that night. Saturday, you're getting fireworks then too. Sunday, kids run the bases. It's a packed week. It's been a long time. Over 2 weeks, hasn't it, since we've had a game over here?
Yep.
Yeah. So come enjoy it, man. Come see the Stars of tomorrow. Come see. We got some new faces on the team since you've been here. There's been some movements up and down.
Yep.
So we were talking to Lucas, our social media manager, a little earlier. This is kind of the start of the year where you see those guys that were drafted start to make their way certain places. Will we have any guys? Will it be a Nolan Shanuel out of Florida Atlantic, our first-round pick? Will he be here soon? I don't know, but like this stuff literally changes day to day. We get in here in the office, we see an email for roster moves, and you go, all right, this guy's on our team now. So
Nolan, maybe that I can't remember the Stanford third baseman, maybe.
There's a lot of season left, and you saw how big of a momentum push having Neto and Joyce and Sonny D and those guys that joined the team. Logan O'Hoppe via the trade the Angels did with the Phillies last year. You can see what's happening. We got a week left of the trade deadline. Shohei's getting talked about. If he does get traded, that's going to be a boatload of prospects. So will the Pandas pick up another big trade deadline name like we did with O'Hoppe last year? I don't know. Could happen. Could happen.
Stay tuned to find out. We will be back on Wednesday. I believe the rumor around the office is we're working on maybe getting Kai Bush on the show on Wednesday. Players on Friday might be tough because they're doing their life outside of baseball stuff, so they might not be here until a little later on Friday. But it looks like we might potentially have Kai Bush lined up for you on Wednesday. Until then.